And here we are here at Riverside Park. This is, of course, the Teammate 1 race, and we might have a casualty already. It looks like somebody's blown up. That's Baskinger blowing up, and we are green flag here at Riverside Park. Down into Turn 1, Alan Cavignaro leads. These are, of course, all the teammates who are not their team leaders, meaning they are pretty low in they're lower than their teammate in points, and we're 3 wide already back here. 50 laps, no cautions. This track has been particularly brutal so far this weekend, but so far in this race, it hasn't claimed anybody yet. There was a Outlaws race here a couple nights ago, which 22 cars started and only 3 finished. So this track tends to be a very difficult track, as Ian Dutta takes the 3rd place away from DJ Curtis, as Pichu London, who won the last race, is oh, we do have our first casualty, it looks like, but we'll get to that in a second. Pichu London has won the last race, but is still behind his teammate in points. First casualty of the day would be William Duncan overcooking it into the corner and flipping upside down because of the wall. And it also looks like Tamara DeLise in the Zeos has also spun. Another onboard shot here with William Duncan, and that's pretty much all that just happened, as we kind of lost the camera there as it was going upside down. But yeah, that's kind of just what happens in these situations here at this track. Well, this is the one time you'll see Mantervany cars in the... Oh, we got another crash, and this looks like Pichu London's involved. He was running pretty well in the field. We'll have to get back to that in a second, but this is going to be the one time where you may see a Mantervany car score points. And as well as some of the other teams that have 0 points. And Jackie Tang is in the top 10. We have to see what happened to London. London's driving along in 2nd place, trying to catch Alan Cavignaro. And yeah, that pretty much did the same thing as Duncan did. That's going to be probably the story of the day, is trying to survive this race. And it looks like, ooh, Burton in the Cartwright car got a piece. And Tang also spun in avoidance. So that was a kind of tough break for the 31 team. He could have gotten another win out of that. This would promote DJ Curtis into 2nd place, along with Ian Dutta in 3rd, both of which have been kind of blown to the weeds by their teammates. However, both of which also have seemingly had some pretty decent runs themselves. We're kind of just waiting to see when Dutta will break out of his shell and finally grab a win. Could it be today with the reduced fields? Who knows, but there's a long way till Alan Cavignaro who's in the lead. And Cavignaro specializes on these shorter ovals, even though his win at OK Corral kind of separated himself from them, because that's kind of like a super speedway in a can. But yeah, one of the only short track races on the schedule. I believe the only short track race. I have to check that up. But Alan Cavignaro is seemingly doing well. Another car doing well is Noah Hart. Like I said, these Snickers M&M racing cars have been very strong on the ovals, but not on the road courses. As now it looks like he's trying to dive underneath Dutta for 3rd place, and it looks like Dutta's going to give it to him. It almost looks like, as also Curtis is being held up by DeLise, and yeah, this is going to get interesting because it looks like the outside line does have a somewhat of an advantage off the corner. I mean, it's not exactly the inside line is dominant here, but it does have an advantage overall because you can go a little bit harder off. But looks like now the 88 is cleared the 84 and is now going on the 16 for 2nd place. So Noah Hart's having a fantastic race, and now the 55 is in his targets. Tamara DeLise has really held up this pack, as Noah Hart has kind of gotten away. The battle for 3rd is between DJ Kurt. Oh wait, the 3rd. Oh, looks like Jacob Anthony took the spot, but I believe DeLise wrecked in the back. That is 4th place is Dylan White in the Cathnex car. The British team car has taken 3rd place. So what a run by White! But shows what lap cars can do, as we have to see what happened to DeLise. And now Tamara DeLise. This is what happened. He just overcooked it trying to get out of the way, and it looks like DeMax also got a position. DeMax is actually in the points as well. So, yeah, DeLise, I think, tried to get out of the way and just went too far up into the marbles and wrecked it. Alan Cavignaro, oh, he wrecks it! He wrecks it, and Cavagnaro's out from the lead. That's going to put the 88 in the lead of Noah Hart, Georgia native. And he, I think, yeah, he did take the lead as Dylan White has second, Jacob Anthony up to third. So what a racing situation for some of these guys as the 9 fell out of the race from the lead. This is only a 50-lap race, and then there's another 50 laps coming up, so we'll see which race is more attrition-filled as Ian Dutta is trying to look to get by DJ Curtis. That's been a battle all race between Dutta and Curtis. Noah Hart hasn't won a race in a long time, and if he can keep this up, he could be sitting pretty in victory lane in here in race 1, and I would like to actually see that, as we are only 11 minutes into this race because this is only a 50-lap race and there are no cautions. But it also looks like, so this race won't be very long, but it also looks like Dylan White is looking for his first Elite Series win. Oh, Hart wrecks it! Hart wrecks it! But he keeps his foot in it and keeps going. He did fall to third as Anthony takes second and Dylan White third, but White is taking it very cautious. Anthony is going a little bit more aggressive, and it looks like this could help Anthony out, as he is kind of reeling in White for the lead, and it looks like Curtis is now trying to catch the, oh, nope, Anthony wrecked. And, that's gonna help Dutta get by. We gotta look to see what happened to Anthony. And now Anthony is there. He loses it trying to catch White, and Curtis gets a piece. That's going to give Dylan White a pretty big lead over Noah Hart in second, provided that he doesn't, too, screw it up. And now we're catching up to Marian Charrot in 9th and Eric Burton in 8th. And White seems to be doing quite a nice job there in the 13 car. Some have been questioning if he would get fired from that team, but I think he's actually doing a pretty decent job in the 13 car. Nice to see that. However, he is... Oh, it looks like now Anthony's out. Anthony did keep going after that, but it looks like he has a definite issue. We'll see what happened. Yeah, I think this was... Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely. He overcooked that into the corner, and over he went. This track is quite brutal and providing us with a lot of automotive aerobatics. But, yeah, that's not good for the drivers, obviously. All this attrition would promote Jackie Tang into 5th place. Never would I have won. I mean, granted, I thought the Manturvany cars could get points, but I didn't exactly think top 5 for the 66, who has been lost all season. Good run by him, sorry. Kind of a weird name choice there. As race leader Dylan White is getting into lap traffic, this is a relatively good time for Noah Hart to catch up in 2nd place. And that is, oh, looks like Curtis might have a problem. Have to take a look at what happened to him, but this is a good time for Noah Hart to catch up, as he only has to get by the lap car of Shawrod, and, well, White has quite a few to get by. He's got to get by DeLeese, and I believe up there that's the 6 of Burton. And this is what happens to DJ Curtis. He's fallen back all race, and, yep, same thing. Overcooks into the corner, and Tang spins trying to avoid, but there's a long way back to 6th place, and actually Eric Burton's in 6th, so Tang wouldn't even lose a spot from that. Dylan White is being bogged down in traffic, as I said earlier. Hart is there, but it also looks like Dutta is chasing down Hart for 2nd place, and provided that something doesn't happen to Dylan White, Ian Dutta, and this could be the battle for the win for all we know, if Dylan White makes a mistake. However, I wouldn't have thought Dylan White, who doesn't have any points, would go on to win, but it shows a lot for Ian Dutta, whose car should be theoretically destroying the field in this race. These cars are geared for a slower type of racetrack, but so I would have thought Ian Dutta would have been one of the race contenders, and letting the Snickers M&M car and Kathnex car in front of you is not good. Well, it doesn't look good. Oh, Dutta's over! Dutta hit the wall. Yep, pressure just got to him there. Can't say anything other than that. Dylan White, though, would be unchallenged and win the first race, the race here, and he looks pretty good on his career that in the first short track race he runs in the Elite Series, he ends up winning. So great job by Dylan White, as we will now go on to round 2 after you get the results. And here we are in race number 2. Randy Carpenter leads over Alex Allen. These are the teammates who have scored better so far in their season, so naturally there are some high expectations for this race, maybe a little bit less attrition, although that might lead to more attrition. So far, nothing yet, as we look back to Ariel Ryusu. Yep, nothing so far, as Randy Carpenter leads the first couple of laps. Once again, the Manturvity cars have been doing well. Jackie Tang got a top 5, so Ike Durbin's expectations are quite high, because Ike Durbin has been out in practice sessions and in qualifying. Durbin has been outperforming his less than stellar teammate all year, so if he keeps his fenders on, Durbin could be getting a top 5 out of this to even compete with the teammates. And this race is kind of determining teammate challenge. Wow, Chris Washer's pretty far back in 10th place, as is Joseph Curtis, and both their teammates got top 3, or well, not Washers, but we're running top 3, and heck, Curtis has won the race, so Dylan White with Dylan White, so no attrition yet. Shockingly enough, nothing yet. It is kind of clouding over, but I'm kind of surprised that we haven't seen a crash yet. Jackson Williams is right now making his teammate look silly. Oh, we do have a car over in the back. It looked like the 25. But yeah, Jackson Williams has been making his teammate look rather silly this race, because, and the points haul even too. Jackson Williams has been blowing Eric Burton into the weeds. And here's what happened to Ryan Hopp. That was the 25 we saw, and up and over he goes. 14 does a nice job avoiding, but loses a ton of track position in doing so. Does kind of chop off the 42 there. Probably didn't realize that the 42 was there, or thought he was clear of the 42. But close racing towards the back, and Ariel Ryusu will be the beneficiary, as will Ike Durbin, who's made his way into the points. Tough break for Kenny Myatt. He would flip there. At least he made it further. His teammate Jake Baskinger did in race 1, who didn't even get a chance to even try and score. But yeah, Myatt is still going though, shockingly enough, as speeds are a little bit lower in this race, but on this quarter-mile track here at Riverside Park, a racetrack right in the middle of an amusement park, if you didn't see from some of the onboard cameras. Oh, we are going to go on board right now. Maybe you can kind of see that this is in the middle of an amusement park. As you can see, there is a Ferris wheel, and back towards behind the car would be a roller coaster. Joseph Curtis has been having a bad race compared to his teammate, and would make it worse by flipping. I think we know maybe which one is the better of the two teammates, and it looks like Jackson Williams, who was running second, really got held up, and he's now in the last point spot, it looks like. No, he's down in 7th, but... Oh, 9th. Close enough. Oh, Williams might have a problem. Yeah, so much for making your teammate look silly, because this isn't going to show up well on your points haul. Through all this, Randy Carpenter leads. Stuck behind Ariel Ryusu. There are some other cars in that. But so far, this race has been cleaner. Second place is Alex Allen. No shock there. Top 2 in points running, or some of the top few points running up there. And Nick Mace runs 3rd, so... Those are probably the 3 main championship contenders right there, and then Jacob Hart, and Mace is over. We'll have to. Oh, Mace is out. We gotta definitely take a look at that. And PJ Williams and Jacob Hart were battling for 4th, now 3rd, because Mace is out. And here comes Williams back on track, kind of putting Alex Allen in a very difficult spot. And, oh, very difficult spot. They're beating and banging all over, but it looks like Allen's going to get the spot from Carpenter out of all that. So what a move by Alex Allen, and also doesn't help that Randy Carpenter got botched down in traffic. We do have the replay ready for you on Nick Mace, but this battle's so good, we can't get off of it. And it looks like both Carpenter and Allen are stuck behind lap traffic. And looks like as Ryusu tries clearing Curtis, it looks like Carpenter's going to try and clear Allen, and it does. So great job there, as we are going to look back here at Jacob Hart. And Hart's now doing the same thing. There's maybe going to get set up. Oh, there goes Williams. I knew it wouldn't take long before one of them would have wrecked. And Durbin and Silver Fox take defensive action, as does... Here's what happened to Nick Mace. Overcooked it and flipped. Pretty much all I can say is I think he was trying too hard to get up there, and this is really going to hurt his points haul. And this is kind of what happened to PJ Williams. We're going to go on board with Jackson Williams, who was behind him. And he just overcooked it in there. I mean, pack racing at a short track, at a quarter-mile short track, yeah, you're bound to see some things happen as Williams and Myatt are battling for positions that aren't in the points. That's kind of a shock. Oh, yep, there's the very stopped Williams car. Carpenter still holds the lead from Alex Allen. Oriel Ryusu is in 8th. Uriel Ryusu's in 8th, and that is a pretty good run so far from Ryusu. Carpenter in first and Allen in second, but it looks like Jacob Hart is taking a very aggressive run here to try and catch up. You can be aggressive. That's kind of the fine line you're running at. A lot of these drivers are not running at their full speed because they don't want to wreck. You can run aggressive and really catch some of these cars who are being very slow. However, you could wreck, and I'd be worried if I'm Jacob Hart at this stage, because it is very easy to wreck, as it looks like Randy Carpenter's kind of going into that aggressive line. It's almost like if you're a cross-country runner, you have to pace yourself up. I was just gonna say I would be really worried if I was Randy Carpenter, and he just did that. Well, commentator's curse, I guess. I was going to say, now that Alex Allen's taking the lead, that you almost have to pace yourself as a track runner or a cross-country runner will, or someone in a marathon. You can either be very slow at one point to pace yourself, or you can be fast and aggressive and pass all the slow people who are pacing themselves, but yet you might be tired out early on. That's kind of the same thing here, except instead of tiring yourself on, you can crash and flip. Chris Washer, like his teammate in the first race, is in 3rd place, and is kind of pacing. Oh, Allen the leader just hit the wall. Alex Allen the leader just hit the wall. But Washer, as we're on to him, is pacing himself, trying to make sure, kind of like Dutta was, pacing himself, trying to make sure he doesn't get into a wreck, as we're coming down to only a couple of laps, only a handful of laps to go, about 13 to go. And Jacob Hart is the leader right now, and currently Washer is battling with Alex Allen. And this is the side cam. This is the camera we want. As we see the battle between Allen and Washer. And I think that's going to go to Washer right there, as Jacob Hart is getting really aggressive. Like I said earlier, not to give him commentator's curse or anything. Yep, don't even need to go any further than that. Yep, I was just going to say I'd be getting really worried if I was him. Now we've got Chris Washer leading over Alex Allen, and Chris Washer looks like he's going defensive here. And Alex Allen, well, is kind of going aggressive, so... And, nope, yep, I was just going to say, don't even need to go further than that. Alex Allen just did that. The one that this really helps out is James Silverfox, who is slotted into 4th place. Good run by Silverfox. Great. 3rd now. Wow. 3rd place for James Silverfox. And 2nd place is Jacob Hart, and the leader is Chris Washer. Washer won at Erie County earlier this year. And it looks like he's on point for another win coming up soon. Gotta give a Menturvany update. Ike Durbin is running 4th place, well now 5th, as Skavnicki passed him. However, so he could be tying Jackie Tang's effort. But it also looks like Randy Carpenter, well, he's a lap behind him. Looking for 6th, that would be Ryusu. Chris Washer starts 2 laps to go. Not a lot of competition around him. I mean, 2nd place is quite a ways back. That would be Jacob Hart over almost a half lap behind Washer as Washer takes the final lap. As long as Washer doesn't do anything stupid, he will win this race, and he doesn't. Good win by Chris Washer here at Riverside Park to win the 2nd event.